In this video, I explain sequencing circuit using limit switch. In earlier video, we studied the sequencing circuit using the sequence valve and the sequencing circuit using the limit valves. Now we study the sequencing circuit using the limit switch. So first we understand the introductions of the limit switch, and then after I explain the two examples. One example is for the one double acting cylinder and second one is the single acting cylinders. Okay, and here you see this image. In that is a two double acting cylinder is there. So first we understand what is the limit switches. Okay, what is sequencing, that I already explained in a video. Okay, now we understand limit switch. Limit switch is an electric switch. When limit switch is pressed by the moving elements, okay, suppose we consider that it is a cylinder piston arrangements. Okay, so at the end of the piston rod we fit the one cam, and the cam is press the limit switch. Okay, and it make the electric connection, means limit switch is make the electric connection to the solenoids. Okay, so when we cam is press the limit switch is supplied the electric current to the solenoids, and solenoid is operate the directional control valve. So here written that solenoid operated directional control valve is operated. Okay, so it is more clearly understands when we understand the two different examples. So I request to watch the video up to the end. Here the sequencing is achieved due to the positions of the pistons. Why? Because we know that at the end of the piston rod there is a cam is fitted and cam is operate the limit switch. That's why it is called as the sequencing is achieved due to the positions of piston. During extension or retraction of a cylinder, it operates the limit switch when the piston is reached at the particular positions. When the limit switch is pressed, electric current flow to the solenoid of the solenoid operated directional control valve, due to which the spool is changed its positions. Okay, the spool is the one component of the directional control valve, and spool is changed its position, then the directional control valve is also changed its positions. Oil flow to the second cylinders, and the second cylinder is start performing its stroke. This is the another method of position control sequencings. Now before moving on the various examples of the sequencing circuit using limit switch, I request to like the video and subscribe my channels for watching the more video related to the OHP and other subject of the mechanical engineering. For OHP, various link is provided in descriptions, as well as the playlist link is provided in a card. Card means on the top right screen of your mobile or laptop you see the I symbols. For other subject I request to visit the playlist. Now first we take the one examples in which that is a one double acting cylinder and one single acting cylinders in a sequence. So here you see this diagram. Okay, this is a double acting cylinder because on both the side of the piston that is a port is provided. Here it is called as the cap and port, and this is called as the rod end ports. These are the direction control valve. This is the manually operated. Here you see these symbols. It is the manually operated directional control valves, and this is a spring returns. Okay, and here the four ports, and the P port is connected with the pump and pressure relief valves and other components. Okay, and this is a single acting cylinder circuit. Okay, so here you see that the limit switch is provided. LS1 means limit switch 1. Okay, this limit switch is operate the solenoid. Okay, so here you see that is a S1 is mentioned. Okay, and this is a spring return type because in a single acting cylinder you see here the spring is there. Okay, so due to the spring force the retraction is done, and due to the oil pressure the extension is done. That's why the valve is changed positions due to the spring force. Okay, only we need to change the one positions by using this limit switch and the solenoids. Now first we understand what is the first positions of the lever. Okay, so in the first position of lever of 4/2 DCV, double acting cylinder is extend. DCV means directional control valve, DAC means double acting cylinder is extend. So here you see this position is drawn for the this image is drawn for the first positions. Okay, so during first position oil is flow from P to A. From the P port it is go to the cap and port, and oil is enter on the left side of the piston, and piston is start to move left to right. Okay, so it is called as the extension of the double acting cylinder. At the same time some oil is present on the right side. They enter in a rod end port, and from the rod end port it's go to the B port, and from the T port it is supplied to the reservoir or tank. Now by end of the extension of double acting cylinder, cam is pressed the limit switch LS1. So when the extension is completed, at that time the piston is completely on the right side. Okay, this cam is also completely on the right side, means this cam and the limit switch position are set according to the end of extension stocks. Okay, so when the end of extension is done, at that time this cam, okay, this is a symbol of the cam and it is fitted on the piston rod, is press the LS1 switch. Okay, now what happened when we press the LS1 switch? When the LS1 switch is pressed, current flow to the solenoid S1. Okay, so there is a electric connections between this LS1 switch and the solenoid, but it is not drawn in these figures. Okay, so current is flow to the solenoid S1. Okay, now when the current is supplied to the solenoid S1, then what happened? Spool of 3/2 DCV is shift to the second positions. Okay, so here you see it is a 3/2 directional control valves. Okay, because that is a 2 square and the 3 pot is there, so it is a 3/2 DCV. Is shift to the second positions. Okay, hence oil is flow to the single acting cylinder and the single acting cylinder is extends. Okay, so when it is shift, that is a P pot is connected with the A pot and oil is supplied to this pot 1, and this oil is applied the force on the piston and piston is moving downward directions. So it is called as the extensions of the single acting cylinders. Now when the single acting cylinders, the extension is completed, then what happened? At that time the lever of 4/2 DCV is shifted to the second position. So it is a manually operated, so operator is changed its positions, okay, on a second positions. And during second position, we know that here in this diagram you see that the P pot is connected with the B pot. Okay, so pressurized oil is supplied to B pot, from the B pot onto R pot. Okay, means oil is supplied to the right sides and the piston is start to move right to left. It is called as the retractions. So here written is that the DAC means double acting cylinder is retract, and the cam is release the limit switch, means when the retraction is start, the cam is release the limit switch. Okay, the cam is release the limit switch and the spool of 3/2 DCV is shift back to the original positions. Okay, so here you see that in a 3/2 DCV, that is a spring return type is provided. Okay, so when this cam is release the limit switch, at that time the directional control valve of the single acting cylinder is come to the original position, shift back to its original positions due to this spring force. Hence oil flow from single acting cylinder to the tank and the single acting cylinder is retracts. So this is diagram is drawn for the retraction, this part. Okay, so when the retraction is done, means the piston is moving from bottom to top side and the oil present on the top part is supplied to the A pot, and from the A pot it is go to the T pots. So this is the end of two first circuits. Now in second circuit we studied a both type is the double acting cylinders. Okay, to operate the two double acting cylinder in the sequence. Okay, so here you see this is the first cylinder, it is a double acting, C pot and R pot is there. Okay, this is a second cylinder in which we mentioned the A pot and 1 pot and 2 pot, 1 and 2 number is given. Now here we need to control the both. Okay, in earlier case of the single acting cylinders, we know that it is the spring return types, that's why we only require the one limit switch. Okay, but when we need to control the double acting cylinders, we are required a two limit switch. Okay, that is one is the LS1 and second one is the LS2. Now when we provide the two switches, so in a directional control valve we need to provide the two solenoid, that is the S1s and S2. Okay, now we understand what is the first positions. So in a first positions of lever of 4/2 DCV, so here you see both are the 4/2 directional controls valve. Okay, so this is the first position. We start from here, oil is supplied from P to A. Okay, from A it is go to the C pots, so piston is start to move left to right, it is called the extensions. Okay, and by the end of the extensions of the first double acting cylinder, so we call it is a first double acting cylinder and this is the second double acting cylinders. Okay, so when the extension is done on the first double acting cylinder, this cam is press the limit switch 1. Okay, hence oil under the pressure flow to the pot 1 of the second double acting cylinder and the second double acting cylinder is extends, means this cam is press the LS1 switch. Okay, this LS1 switch is supplied the electric current to the solenoid once. Okay, so it is come on the first positions. So in a first position, oil is supplied from P to A pot and from the A pot it is go to the pot 1. Okay, and this oil is applied some force on the piston and piston is moved from top to bottom. Okay, means in a downward direction. So it is called the extensions of the second cylinders. And when the extension of the second cylinder is done, we need to move to the second positions. Okay, so when the lever of 4/2 DCV is shifted to the second position, means here you see this is the manually operated DCV. Okay, so operator is operate the positions So this lever is pressed, then this directional control valve is come on the second position. Okay, and during the second position you see that the cross line is drawn. Okay, cross line means P port is connected with B port. So pressurized oil is supplied to P to B port, and from the B port it is supplied to rod end port. From the rod end port, when the oil is supplied from the rod end port, the retraction is done because the piston is moved from right to left. It is called as the retractions. By end of the retraction of the first double acting cylinder, the clamp is pressed the limit switch LS2. Okay, so end of the retraction means this piston is completely on the left side. At that time this clamp is also here coming on these positions, and this clamp is pressed the limit switch LS2. Now when the LS2 is pressed, the LS2 is supply some electric current to the S2. S2 means solenoid 2. Okay, hence the oil under the pressure flow to the port 2 of the second double acting cylinder, and second double acting cylinder is retracts. So when this LS2 is supplied the current to the S2, at that time this directional control valve is come on the second positions. Okay, and come in second positions, the oil is supplied from P to B port, and from the B port oil is supplied to the 2 port. Okay, and the pressurized oil is applied some force on the piston in upper direction. So piston is start to move in upper direction. It is called as the retractions of the second double acting cylinders. That's where the system is continuously run. So thank you for watching this video. If you learned something, then like the video and subscribe my channels for watching the more video related to OHP and the mechanical engineering, and don't forget to share with your friend.